be a task force type situation. You know, Glendale's been really big on the organized crime type stuff, the retail task force. So who knows if that is also connected to this. It's hard to tell until we really drill down on who exactly wants this person, which I don't think we'll know until, you know, this probably is done.
Yeah, I think I heard Desmond talking about how we are southbound on Inglewood Avenue right now. And Mike Rogers at the desk was telling us how the registered owner of this car, the car is registered out of Torrance. So we are definitely in the South Bay right now. Inglewood just as adjacent to Torrance. So it's unclear if they're actually headed home right now or maybe just in the vicinity to be familiar with the area. As we were talking about when we first got over this chase, the person was going into a cul-de-sac and clearly did not have a plan of where they were going, but now perhaps they do, as they probably know this area well. If this is in fact where they live, we have this information from their license plate that they are registered to this area, so in Torrance. So we'll see if that's the case, but oftentimes that is what we see during pursuits. They actually go home or go to the neighborhood.
Yeah, it seems like he's pulling into a neighborhood right now.
Yeah.
Des, is this a neighborhood on a side street that he's pulled into, the suspects?
Well, you know, I thought I heard when they said that the address came back to Artesia Boulevard. We're just north of that right now. And then, you know, we're on Artesia, and then we get into a neighborhood here. Makes me think that they're looking for a place to get out and run. Right. You know, somewhere where they think they can evade authorities. Been out back, out onto Artesia. Now the wrong way on Artesia Boulevard here. You saw that the unit there that was trying to kind of block them in, but they just kind of do-si-doed their way around that. Now blasting here along Artesia Boulevard. So this will continue for a while into Gardena, eastbound here on Artesia, and this will turn into the 91 freeway, of course.
Okay, looks like we lost Desmond Shaw and Skycap for just a minute.
Now on this surface street.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay, we're back now, Desmond.
Desmond, could you repeat what you said? The shot kind of skipped out just for a few seconds.
Yeah, we had to do kind of a crazy turn there as we're going right through a red light, barely even slowing down. So we're on Artesia Boulevard. This will take us through the Gardena area, and then if they stay on Artesia long enough, that'll turn into the 91 freeway, the Artesia freeway. So we'll see what the deal is here. But again, their address, I thought they said that they returned to somewhere on Artesia Boulevard. So we could be very near where the suspect lives, on the wrong side of the road. Second time today that we've seen pursuits involving the wrong side of the road, and up to 50, 60, even 70 miles an hour. So, you know, we've been trying to get a look when we've had a chance near this car to see if we could see anyone else inside. Of course, we've got the typical pursuit tent, so we can't really see through the passenger side window to see if there's anyone else in this vehicle right now. But we are flying along almost 80 miles an hour now, eastbound on Artesia Boulevard.
If you're just joining us here on KCAL News at 8, this is breaking news, a pursuit of a burglary suspect or suspects. Unclear how many people are inside this car. Let's go over to Mike Rogers at the desk with this update. Mike?
Sorry, yeah, hi guys. So I just talked to LAPD and I've got some information on where this was. So this was a fresh home invasion. It did happen tonight. It was nothing that LAPD was surveilling. Who knows if the Glendale Burbank thing was just a coincidence, or who knows? Or maybe they surveilled them over there. We're still trying to sort that out. Okay. But Charmel Lane up in the Pacific Palisades, right off kind of Lockman Lane, it's the 16,000 block of Charmel Lane, there was a home invasion reported tonight at 7:36 p.m. Now, the difference between a burglary and a home invasion is a home invasion, somebody has to be home at the time of it. So that's what it sounds like happened here, is there was somebody home. That's what elevated it to the level of a home invasion. And that's likely where they got the information about this person having a handgun, is probably from the victims of the home invasion. Now, the good news is LAPD says they have no, in their system, they don't see any indications of an ambulance being requested, which would generally mean nobody was hurt, which is good. Unclear if anything was taken, obviously, because they haven't caught up with the suspects yet. But there are still a bunch of officers at that home on Charmel Lane now taking this home invasion report as they chase the suspects. So, you know, LAPD could have been in the area and they could have gotten lucky when this all happened, or who knows how it all came together. But 7:36 tonight is when they responded to it.
All right, thanks for that info there, which leads us to why police were all sort of hands on deck, if you will, 3 different choppers in the air, and then also LAPD at one point saying, hey, this guy may have a gun, let's scale back, let's not go into tracking mode. But now we're going to want to go back up to Desmond Shaw to see what's happening from your vantage point. It seems like he's slowing down a little bit and going here on these side streets.
Yeah, well, we're back on Artesia, but that was really scary right there. We were just in a little residential area, 65 miles an hour right there. Oh, what's going on here? This could be it. That's interesting.
So he's got a clicker
here.
Or does someone
so,
else?
Or
yeah, the
someone
gate
does,
opened
right.
when they
Oh,
went
yeah.
into the. Yeah. There was someone who just walked right by. And look at this. Now the door is open. At least the danger to the public with the crazy driving
gonna
is
take
done.
off.
But underneath the awning, into an apartment complex here. So, okay.
And Desmond, it
we
seems
got
like
him out
it's
here
just
running
one
around,
person,
and
right? Is
Look
this-
at that. I think we are right here at the suspect's house. We heard that the suspect's house was on Artesia Boulevard, and we on our Artesia. So
And
they're
in the
going
city of Torrance,
inside
right,
of the unit
Desmond?
right now.
In the city of Torrance, correct?
Yes. Yep. My map tracker is saying that we are in Torrance right now, right on the northern edge, I believe. And look at this, right into this unit right here.
Yeah.
So they are now going to be holed up, and we only saw one person get out of that vehicle.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
So now you see authorities coming in, and they're going to run up here to the to the unit and knock nicely and see if he'll come out.
Yeah, so now I was just going to say, this is going to be a whole thing now because he's going to go in there. He's armed. They're not going to go in there if they can't see him. So if he doesn't come out, this is going to turn into a SWAT situation
Absolutely.
almost undoubtedly because
back around.
I can't imagine those patrol officers are going to go bang down that door for a home invasion suspect that is armed who they can't see. We'll see how they handle it, but I would imagine that this is going to turn into a situation where if he doesn't come out willingly, it's going to be a long night.
Mike, we know this is just one guy that's jumped out of this car and took off running. We didn't see any other suspects. Any information from police when you got the information about the original home invasion that took place there on Charmel Lane? Did police say it was just one person, or were there several suspects?
Well, so they have it's called a CAD, a computer-aided dispatch system, and when things are happening like this, sometimes all those little details don't get put in right away. Yeah. But just really quick, Des, when you look at the officers that are on there on the ground, you got a lot of plainclothes officers down there, which